Hello, it's about 2 hours before I have to be in work, so I thought today, while I've got a little bit of time, I'm going to show you around my apartment here. So the first thing that's really different is there are no keys on this door. It's all done by a code, which I'm not going to show you. Yeah, snazzy, I know. So a little bit of background here. There's a lot of these little buildings all over the country, and they're all singles apartments, so there's a lot of people who need cheap or needed cheap accommodation for young people, and it's only meant to be for like 1 or 2 people living in each one. So they were very popular about a decade ago. They're less popular now, but of course with a lot of English teachers they're very, very useful. And here we are at mine. I'm not going to show you the door number there, and again it's all done by code. And you activate it by just dropping it in. And the first thing is, and here it is, here's my apartment. The first thing you're meant to do when you enter someone's house in Korea is take off your shoes. That's what this little footwell's for. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And now you can see around. So on the left there's this sort of utility cupboard thing where I keep plastic bags and shoes. The shoes are here because you take your shoes off and you put them in the cupboard if you're not using them, and if you need a new pair you get them out here. So the shoes aren't meant to touch the floor at all. And it's something I've observed partly because of the way storage space is working here, but also just out of general politeness and sort of expectations of foreigners here. It's just good form, basically. So you'll notice I've got a huge thing of rice here. This is actually the smallest thing of rice I could buy in the supermarket. Yeah, rice is a big deal. And the kitchen's quite a little small kitchenette thing. I've got some washing up, just having a little dry on the side there. It's basic, it's pretty functional. It's got a microwave. It has got gas, it's got gas hobs, which if you've ever lived with me or you've ever sort of spoken to me about cooking, you know I much prefer gas to electric, so I was very happy about that. The one thing I don't have is an oven, which is a shame. However, I've been here for 2 weeks and I haven't missed it yet. So I don't see that being a big problem, and in particular, a lot of Korean food is fried or done on the hob. So yeah, it's a shame, but I've kind of taken the attitude that if the worst comes to the worst, I can probably get hold of a small microwave oven or some sort of halogen oven. I've got a washing machine here, which I've used. It kind of works. Now what's this sliding door here, you wonder? Well, this is my utility room, and if we open it up, goodness, I've got an interesting sense of interior decoration. No, not really. I'm actually having a few problems with my boiler, and my landlord has put in a temporary measure where there is cardboard to soak up any water that spills over the floor. And this is also where my freezer lives. Lovely. There's not much to see in here. It's just a little room. The boiler, by the way, sounds like it's grinding meat when it turns on, which is lovely when it turns on in the middle of the night for no reason. This room is, this room was basically empty apart from the little kitchenette when I moved in, but I moved the table in here, so this is like my kitchen dining room area, and also where I work if I have to work at home, which I don't really do at the moment. When I moved in, the only bits of furniture I had were the bed in there, in the other room, a little sort of stand thing in there, and this table and chairs. So I've got a very cheap toaster here. It works. That's all my stuff in the corner. And look, everyone's favourite room, the bathroom. Korean bathrooms are interesting. You'll notice there's no shower. The whole room is just a sort of wet room with a shower head. This is to save on space, mostly. That's kind of it. But also, why have a shower when you cannot? But yeah, it's quite a nice space. I've seen videos of some that are a lot smaller. Look, there's me, hello. Yeah, it's a bathroom. What more do you need from a bathroom? And of course, The other room, the other main room in here, in this studio, which really isn't a studio, is my bed-stroke living room. I say bed-stroke living room because it was a bedroom with a table at one point, and now it's a bedroom with some additions. So starting from here, here's a cheap chair that I bought from eMart, which is pretty good. It's very like some ones I've had in the past. And also a cheap coffee table that I also bought from eMart, because eMart is great. So over here is the only other bit of furniture I had when I moved in, this cabinet thing. And a TV that I got for a very reasonable price at the electronics market, which has been quite nice because it means I can come in and I actually have somewhere comfortable to sit, which for the first few days I didn't, and it sounds kind of cushy, but you really appreciate having somewhere nice to sit, particularly when you've had some time of not having that. In particular, some people know about my saga with the bed. Beds in Korea are just solid. I mean, this is the original mattress under here, and it's so tough, there's no give in it. So I ended up getting a sort of mattress, what I thought was a mattress topper, and it's more like a foldable foam mattress. So yeah, I found it very important I had somewhere comfortable to sit and somewhere comfortable to sleep, because after all, I'm spending, you know, roughly a third of my time, if not more, in the apartment. And of course there's a wardrobe, and in that it's just clothes. It's not hugely interesting, because it's clothes. That's my apartment. And now you've seen my apartment. I want to add something at the end here, which is a day after I filmed the rest of the video. That is that 20 minutes after that, my landlord appeared, and he's fixed the boiler, and he's shown me how the washing machine actually works, which is really helpful because all of the settings were in Hangul and all of the instruction manuals I could find online were all in Korean. So yeah, that's all working now, which is really nice. And yes, I bet you want to know some final thoughts on where I'm staying. I really like it. It's just the right size for one person. Maybe you'd get away with it in a couple, but certainly as a one-person apartment, it's sized just right. It's not too big, you don't get lost in it. It's bigger than some other of these single-person apartments that I've seen pictures of. At the same time, it's not too small. It's not totally cramped. I've got room to move here. I kind of feel like there's space here. I feel like it's an actual place rather than being a big room with some things in, which I know a lot of studios, I mean, this is a studio, I know a lot of studio apartments can feel like that. So I really like it. I'm not going to say that everything's perfect, and you can tell that this one hasn't been lived in for a while, and it's things like the lack of odd bits of furniture. You know, you've got the basic chairs and table. You know, you've got a bed with a mattress that's really stiff, which I know is normal over here, but you can kind of tell when somewhere's been lived in recently because it's got some of those affectations, and this one definitely doesn't. And that was a shame. I wasn't planning on buying extra bits of furniture when I moved in. I wasn't planning on buying a TV, I just happened to see a decent offer for one, and I thought, yeah, I'd take that. But I think it's important to have those comforts because it makes it feel like a home rather than a dormitory. And yeah, this one's starting to feel like a sort of home. I've only been here 2 weeks, it's going to take time, obviously. Another really nice aspect about this place is just how convenient it is. It's so convenient. I think my nearest grocery store is 2 minutes walk away. It's a 5-minute walk to the metro station. It's, you know, 7-ish minutes to Home Plus, which is like Tesco, but Korean. It's 10 minutes to work. It's a really convenient place to live. And that's quite true of a lot of places that have a high population density. That's how cities work. But yeah, I like it because it's not so dense around here that you're constantly sort of among throbs of people, but you've just got those amenities really close by. It reminds me a little bit of when I lived near Five Ways in Birmingham. And even then, you know, some of the stuff you really had to walk to. You know, when I was working at the university, that was not close. The train station was a 10-minute walk, you know, maybe a bit more, you know, and then it wasn't quite as frequent as it was here. So this is a very nice place to stay. And yeah, I can see it being really nice while I'm working here in Korea. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week where we're going to take a little bit of a stroll around the city of Daegu.